Hey everyone, this is Mike with Drought Gaming. I am here with Bobby, and we're going to do another DGx podcast. We kind of got to rush out our podcast this week because I got in-laws coming in town, and I won't be able to do one while they're there because in-laws will beat me. And we're going to just us because Jeff and Earth suck balls. And yeah, two-man podcast. What's up, Bobby?
Hey, how you doing?
So, I've been thinking about this for 2 days now, and I wanted to run it by you to see what you thought about this. Zombie U is out on the PC, and I think it's coming out for PS4 and Xbox One, and it's just called Zombie with no E and no U. They renamed it just Zombie. What do you think about this whole thing?
I didn't even know about it.
It seems like
It's the first
nobody
time I
did.
ever heard of that. Um, you know what though? I didn't really like that game. A lot of people said it was really good. Um, like it was one of the reasons to have a Wii U back when it just came out. And there was a demo of it, and maybe the demo, it's like some demos
Yeah,
don't do the game justice,
yeah,
which is a
just
poor demo in my opinion.
yeah. It means they didn't do a good
But
job with demo.
yeah, right. Um, but it just didn't seem that compelling. I didn't see any reason to like. I don't like zombies to begin with, so the game has to be good and cool enough, and it just didn't have that. Like, you know, a good zombie game like what do you call it? The Last of Us, which is really not
See,
zombies,
yeah,
but
I
they're
don't consider
zombies.
yeah, I'm with you. Like zombie games are fucking. I'm whatever on zombie games, but I feel like Last of Us was not a zombie game. I mean, it had a zombie setting, sure, but it wasn't a zombie
Yeah.
game. It was like it
Well,
was.
that's what I mean. It's. I know what you're saying. Like zombie games end up being like horde games, like half the time.
Yeah, yeah,
Which I think Zombie U is sort of like. It's always like Dead Island, and it's like it's sort of like, hey, you're surviving the zombie apocalypse, but it's just ridiculous because you're just hitting things with like pipes and stuff, and
yeah.
some of the logic of the game just isn't fun. And then you're doing like fetch quests like in WoW, which isn't fun. I don't know. I don't remember how it works in Zombie U,
So
but
ultimately, you don't give
what
a
is it?
shit
Is
about
it?
Zombie U, or now called Zombie.
I don't. Well,
Hello.
I wouldn't say I don't give a shit.
Oh man, we were
Yo,
just
it's
talking
Earth.
shit about how this is going to be a two-man podcast, and now lo and behold, Earth is in the building. So now Jerf is the only bastard that isn't here. Hey
Hey,
Earth,
Earth.
I have the same question for you, man. Zombie U for the Wii U is being re-released on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation under the name Zombie with no E at the end and no U, obviously. What do you think about that, man? Is that something you're interested in looking at?
Can you Google it? Because I have no idea what
Dude,
that is.
nobody knew this fucking game was coming out. It's amazing. It's like I never under. It's just like that stupid Toy Soldiers Battle Chest came out a couple days ago. Nobody knew it was coming out. Like I
I
don't know
think
if
I
it's
heard about
because
something about that. But what is that again?
some fucking tower defense game for the consoles. And really funny, Microsoft is like publishing that game or something, and even on the PS4 version, there's a Microsoft logo on the main screen. Google that shit. It's pretty funny. I see. I
So, how much is Zombie? How much is it?
like cost wise.
Yeah, how much is it on PC?
I have no idea. Here, let me.
So it's not even listed on Steam.
I don't even know if they're. Oh, here it is. Zombie on Steam, $20, which
Okay.
is a good price. That's a good price for a game that's what
It's
two and a half, 3 years old or something.
it's also a port.
Yep.
So yeah, there was some work to do the port. I'm sure they didn't just like, okay, it's PC version now.
But this is one of those games that
The
they're
engine
like,
wasn't like.
they were like selling the Wii U like, oh, it enhanced by your stupid fucking gamepad with that screen and shit, and fucking only on the Wii U could you
You
have
know,
this kind of immersion.
it, so not to detract too much from the game, but the gamepad does have that advantage, but they don't use it right or enough in the right way. Like it always seems like they get like a taste of why it's an awesome idea, but they never like make like do the right thing with it for some reason.
Well, I know the
So, for
reason. Well, I
example,
have a
right?
theory on the reason why they don't, and it's because they have to account for the people that want to use the Pro controller, the one that's actually good. So then you have
Right.
to make a scheme that doesn't use the game
Well, I don't think it's just that though. That is a thing. Like the gamepad can be a controller,
well,
and
yeah,
you
I
can
use
use
it as a
it. It's
controller. I
not,
don't have a Pro controller, but I'm saying
but
like
but
you have to account for
yeah,
because not everybody wants to use that thing. In fact, there's a lot of people that fucking
right.
hate it.
Well, what I'm saying is for what the console's supposed to be sold for, for that dual screen,
Hmm.
and for the experiences that come with it,
Hmm.
they don't make nearly enough games that take advantage of it. Like Nintendo Land was actually the best game for that concept, and like there's a couple other games like Mario Party is pretty good for it. Splatoon's probably okay with it. I've never really played Splatoon. I'm not comment on it or anything,
Hmm.
but Nintendo Land did it good. Like I don't know if you've played it, but there's this game called Mario Chase in
Is
it,
that the one where you hold the
and base
thing vertically and kind of like?
no, it's very simple. It's like hide and seek. One person gets the gamepad, they get an overhead map, and they basically hide from the other four players. The other four players play on the screen like together, and they hunt down this person, and they have a minute to
What do they
catch them.
play with Wii controllers?
Wii controllers, and it works
Okay.
fine. It
Yeah,
works perfect.
I've
And the
never been
reason,
able to play any Wii U games with
right,
anybody.
and this is why I'm bringing that up. I think that's one of the mistakes they made. They sold the Wii U as like this 5-player console where you can have these incredible experiences with the entire family and with all your friends, but they didn't even include a Wiimote, not even one. They expected people to have them from when they had their Wii, but
Yep. Yep.
that's ridiculous.
Everybody had a Wii, so this will be perfect.
Right? They should have found a way. And don't get me wrong, I know there's money involved, and there's probably some reason they didn't, but I think it would have been smart if it made it more expensive. Still something that they spent a lot of money on. They
Wow, that was loud.
added 4 Wiimotes. Sorry,
No,
am I talking wrong?
no, not you. Like, I guess a notification came through your phone, and I guess the phone
It
is what you're
it's
recording
passing
on.
it through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Jeff. I'm gonna turn off notifications in the chat.
No, it's fine.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think they should have stacked in 4 Wiimotes for that idea? Because that game is
I
actually
think
really fun. It works so well.
I think
What now?
I think for the games like that one where the gamepad works, they would have been much better off saying fuck that, getting third party support and just using the Pro Pad as the gamepad. That's what I think. Then a lot of those games that like then someone could feasibly use the Wii U as their only console because then Madden and shit and 2K and shit could then come out on a Nintendo console again. And then
Do you think that would? Do you think that would even happen if they did that? See, because I think it's the problem with Nintendo isn't just hardware.
see I
Hardware is a big reason why developers don't do it, but they don't treat third party develop. They're still back in like the '90s and the '80s,
no
like
no
with
I
that
know
mentality.
they need a lot of help and starting with the gamepad because I think the gamepad is the beginning of the mess because the gamepad limits what people can do. I know it has the same amount of buttons, but nobody wants like from a developer standpoint, not that I'm a great developer or anything, but no one wants to go and deal with APIs for a fucking screen and figure out a way to make that thing do something when, you know, these Unity engines and Unreal 4 and all that shit is almost cut and paste into the other two consoles, and then with Wii U, there's just other shit you have to do, and the install base
Right.
is small. It's a fuck. I don't know. Nintendo. I really wish they'd just get into the software business and get out of
Well, and that
hardware.
thing is like, it makes you wonder what it makes you wonder. Like, I think I don't know if we were recording this before, but they have to. Like, in my opinion, I think it's like they have to get the NX right. And what does that mean? What does that mean? What does Nintendo have to do to get it right? Because what is it going to get? How are they going to get you to buy it? Like you, I know it would get me to buy it, but I don't know what would get you to buy it, or get Earth to buy it, or to get anybody who's fucking done with Nintendo
Can I
to
tell
buy
you
it.
my
You know
theory
what I
on what
mean?
they're going to do to make you buy it?
Go ahead.
I think they're going
Oh,
to do
well,
this.
I think I already know what you're gonna
They're going to do
say.
the same fucking thing they did with Twilight Princess. This Zelda game is going to get delayed to the NX, or it's going to have some weird dual launch on the NX, and then the nicer, prettier version is going to be on the newer console, and then all the same nerds that bought the Wii U for this game is going to then buy an NX for this game. And then they're going to do the
Right.
same thing. They're going to get their 4 to 9 million cells, and then that's it. It's going to die there, just like the Wii U did. But you know what? They don't have to get it right because they're making so much fucking money on the 3DS that they could fucking fuck away 6 more consoles and they're still fine.
Well, they made a lot of money just over time,
Yeah.
but they're in the business to keep making money.
Well,
I
Iwata's
think.
gone.
And
I mean,
I
it's
really hope
sad,
so.
but Iwata's gone now, and I think a lot of the dumb shit they did was him being really stubborn about certain decisions.
I
So,
don't even think that's it. I think you're right about the decisions they're making being wrong,
but it
but
may
I
not
don't
be
think
Iwata. You're right.
they
It
know
may
that
be
they're
as a group.
right.
Yes, you're right. They might actually think that, dude, you know, the Wii U is a success because look, we got our games on there, and people who love Nintendo bought it. How many more consoles?
So,
How many more
but this is what
consoles
I'm.
does the same group keep buying? Because it's only the same group of people buying the same bullshit. Like, how many more Nintendo consoles will you buy before you're like, you know what, fuck this, I don't need a Mario game
I don't
anymore?
know. See, I don't know because there's always something that I'm interested in, and that's their hook. But that's not going to work forever,
Exactly.
and it isn't. It's
Exactly.
diminishing.
Like
It's diminishing.
at some point, you're gonna, maybe not this year, maybe not this console, maybe it's the next one, but at some point, you are gonna be, 40, and then maybe 45. We're getting older. So at some point, you're going to be older and you're going to look back and you'll be like, you know what? That Mario game, that's cool, but I don't want to collect fucking mushrooms and coins and turn into a cat. I just, I don't want to do that shit anymore. I only want to buy one fucking console. We might get to a point where I don't want my living room to have 3 machines hooked up to it. I mean, that's
I'm
not now.
already at that point.
I mean, I'm not there
I'm
yet.
already at that point.
I have my PlayStation and Xbox in the living room, and I have the Wii U in my kids' room. But
Yeah.
I'm getting there. Like, if I could live without my
I'm
Xbox.
I'm actually at that point. Well, I can't do anything about it really unless I pick one, right? But I'm at the point where I can't wait for the day to come where it's just like, you know what? We don't even have consoles anymore. We just have a service or
Streaming
something, and we have
service.
a controller.
That's kind of
Yeah, and we have a
terrifying in a
controller.
way. That's kind of it's coming. I get that, but it's kind of terrifying in a way.
I know it's coming, but what I'm scared about is what is the model going to be? How's it
Yes,
going to work?
yes. Because then
So
at some point where everything's
are they gonna
tied to
how are
that,
they gonna feed us the content?
yeah. At some point, it's
You know
like,
what
all
makes
right,
me think?
do you always
Are they
have
gonna
access
do
to
it
your
like
shit?
television? Well, will they do it like television in some weird way? Like there's games that they just release for free
See, they can't.
monthly or something like that,
They
but they're like
well, you're right.
but they're
That way,
sponsored with
yes.
ads and stuff. And if somebody's willing to play the game with ads and it's streaming, then people will do it. People still watch over air TV. I mean, they still broadcast HD over air TV. Lots of people don't do it, but it's there and people use it. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I mean, it might. I don't. I'm not saying it's going to happen that way, but I think it's a possibility if there's money to be made. Like if they could find a way to make it work
The thing is,
like that.
gamers
Uh,
are far more savvy than most entertainment consuming groups. So gamers for the most part, we're the Netflix crowd and the Amazon Prime crowd, and we're the guys that are canceling cable. We're the
Not all gamers.
no, I'm not saying all gamers. I'm not generalizing, but I'm saying for the most part, gamers are the savvier ones that are willing to do these things because they realize that it's a smarter way to do these things. And I feel like you go to
I
old
just
model
feel
like TV and the people hate mobile
well.
games with ads
It's
already.
right. Well, what I'm saying is, but it's not going away. You know, it's not going
The free to play
away.
model that seems to work amongst gamers is like the Dota model, where here, have the game. There's no ads, there's no nothing, but we'll sell you a hat for $5, and people buy it for some reason.
Right.
But isn't like
Well, I'm
Candy
also
Crush and all those shits the most popular
it's
games, Farmville and stuff? Like
But those aren't gamers. Those are
right.
everybody's. Those are moms and dads and the people who bought
But
Wii's.
they're all
but
gamers
maybe
now.
But
but like I said,
you know what I mean.
maybe it won't
Guys
be
who
like
no go, sorry.
Oh no, I don't mean it so much like episodic like television. Maybe not the ads in the same way as television. I think one of the problems with ads, and I guess it's like movies do this bad as well. Like iRobot is a good example. Like ad placement inside a movie. Like it was like that entire movie was a commercial for
Yeah,
everything
for
but the
Audi, for
movie.
Coke, for fucking Will Smith's ass.
Yeah. Um.
Buy Will Smith's
I
ass
mean,
on sale today.
I think there will be things like that. I don't know if that'll be like I think there'll be like a sect of that possibly, but I think the more the type of service I see um, would be like something that you pay it like Netflix. It's like $10 a month. I think $10 would be like the amount everybody would probably think is okay.
Hmm.
Maybe like 9.95 or something. I don't know.
Hmm.
Um,
I think for
and
games, people are
then
willing to
you
pay a little bit more, but yes, Sony's
yeah,
still trying to
but
figure that model out.
right. It's all yeah. Well, that's the thing. What's the problem with Sony? It's there's not enough
Well,
content,
not even that there's not
and
enough.
the
It's that the
streaming's not
content
even
that's there
perfect
is
yet.
bad and old.
Right. Well, eventually that won't even matter because there'll be such a high saturation of content. We're gonna reach a level, right, where the production value for games is gonna like the lowest common denominator is still gonna be something a production. Like look at TV shows today. Like just for contrast, a regular TV show has like almost like the production of like an AAA movie in like the 90s or even like the early 2000s, like the quality of the film, the effects that they could use now, and stuff they could produce for a TV show that goes across like 24 episodes is like astronomically better than it used to be. And
Hmm.
it's gonna continue to be that way for games too. They're gonna and there's companies out there that are basically just like, hey, we'll make content that other companies can use. Like you know how you buy packs for small games,
Hmm.
like sprite packs and stuff. They do that for like 3D models too. You
Yeah,
can buy some
I know,
like
because
professional model stuff.
I was doing
Like
some stuff on Unreal 4, and I saw the
right,
marketplace, and there's a lot of
right.
work out there.
Well, same thing. Well, it's the same thing in Hollywood. It's like there's set designers, people who make props, and they got all these crews that do that. Like it's not just like one studio that does it. They hire people to do it. Same thing with games. It's going to get to that point where, and they're already doing it for the most part. Like Assassin's Creed, you know how many like studios and different companies were involved in making that game, or even The Witcher. Other than the main studio, all that stuff's a lot of asset work that needs to be done.
Yep.
But they're going to streamline it to the point where they can output it. They could turn it around like year after year, but with quality as long as it's in the right hands, of course.
Hmm.
Um, not the year after year kind of crap that like EA does. Like look at it year after year. Like let's say an HBO show, you get one good season, or one good game throughout a time frame, right? And then the next year, the next season, or however the structure works, that's how that game's story continues. If that's how they decide to do it for something like that, I think the output will be go in that direction.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess we'll just have to see. Earth, are we ever gonna
Yes.
play Beyond Earth again?
Maybe.
Are you playing WoW right now?
That's what it says, don't it?
Yes, it sure says that. Who are you playing with?
No one.
Oh, you're not playing with like Rodrigo and Carlos or anybody?
No, I'm doing pet battles.
Like you're
I'm
leveling up a
playing.
pet?
No, I'm like going across the continents, fighting all the Pokemon trainers.
Oh, yeah, I stopped because there's a guy that was like, yeah, I remember that fucking game, man. I they had a lot of shit to WoW that makes you want to play it, and then you realize, fuck that.
Yeah.
Hey, the Xbox One controller, Mike, the new one
All right,
that they apparently it's some like new revision
the Pro
that
controller or
they
whatever it's
released.
called.
Yeah, I guess so. There's some like something about the trigger buttons being different. Like it have a different firmware.
Wait, I don't know
Do
if
you
you're
know
talking
anything
about the
about
new
it?
controller or the new controller, because I think They made some upgrades to
You
the
just said
regular
the same thing
controller.
twice.
Well, hear me
Mhm.
out. They made like some regular controller, and then they're making like a pro controller with like these special buttons on the back and a special D-pad and all kinds of shit that costs $150. So which one are you talking about?
What?
Yeah.
It's gonna have a
That's so
Z
much
button.
money.
Yeah, it's like aimed at that Call of Duty crowd that wants to be the best and all that kind of shit. Like, here, Google some pictures of it. It's here, Xbox One Pro controller. Yeah, that thing. You have it up? It's $150. I thought,
Wow, fuck that.
do you see
I
it?
don't want that controller that bad.
Oh,
I,
you're
I
upgrading
heard
your
the
computer.
price.
Yeah. Here, here. Look inside of the chat, and I will drop you a link to it.
I I it's downloading the update right now. I can
Okay.
still look at it here.
It's
It looks
Whoa.
nice.
no, it
It
looks very
does look
nice.
cool. I don't think it's $150 cool looking. The
Well,
D-pad is weird.
well, I watched an article on, was it Engadget? One of those things. And it has all like the really pro stuff. Like you can add weights to different things to make it feel heavier or lighter. And supposedly the construction is made out of like super high quality shit. So it's more than just like, oh, let's add these couple of the switches. Supposedly, like when you touch it, it feels very much like a high-end controller. And there's those weird like trigger buttons on the back to press like things quickly. You know what I mean? So I
Are
don't
you
know.
talking about those things that are sticking out the bottom?
Yes.
Weird. I guess you could use your pinkies for
Yeah, so
those
you
or
use your
something.
other your fingers that are usually not you doing
Oh,
anything
I see.
to press stuff, other buttons that can be programmed to depress, X or Y for you or, whatever the fuck you want. And you see it also has adjustable knobs heights. So, some people like the knobs on the deep on the analog sticks to be very tall, like the PlayStation. Some people like them very short, like the old Xbox. You can change them out, and you can change out the D-pad. You can change out all kind.
Oh, so that's why the D-pad looks that
If
way,
it was
because you could
free,
change them.
I would really like to try one just to see if it's like. I heard they're very nice. I don't know that I would spend $150 on it. But if someone said, "Hey, happy birthday, he got you this Xbox One Elite controller," I'd be like, "Fuck, man, that's pretty cool." I'd be pretty happy about it.
Yeah, I agree. I
It's
think I would like to have this controller. I just don't want to pay $150. I just feel like I don't. I think it's just too. I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't even use it if I spent $150. Like I should
yeah,
put it
just
on a
put it on a
mantle
shelf
somewhere
and
or
just
something.
stare at it, right?
What do you guys think the Steam controller is gonna do? You think it's gonna be successful?
I'm
Think
I
it's
it,
hoping
changed the
it's.
world?
I think it has to be successful because it's Steam.
I actually want one. I actually like the concept behind it. I just don't know if it's they advertise it to be though. I mean, I don't really have any reason to believe Valve is going to make a great piece of hardware because I've never bought hardware from Valve before. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but is Valve making it or is Valve just
No, yeah,
fucking?
they hired like hardware designers and even they made like 50 million different versions of it before
Well,
they settled on
I
this
know they
one.
had a ton of versions of it.
Yeah, they have like hardware
Yeah,
people, I'm pretty sure.
they are also making a VR headset that's supposed to be
Yeah.
coming out before the end of the year. It's supposed to be really good too, like better than the Oculus, from what people have said that have actually demoed it and the Oculus.
Yeah, I kind of saw
Like
that
the
too.
way they do 3D, yeah, the way they do the tracking is that's like one big problem, like head positioning and moving your head backward and forward or moving your body back and forward. It's like a real big, huge problem, right? How
Yeah,
do you do that?
yeah.
And basically, they just give you these sensors that shoot beams out. You just stick them on your wall. They're small, and they basically shoot lasers out, and they the Oculus
And
can read them.
they burn your
Basically, it can
fucking retina
track you.
off.
Well, basically, it can track where you are and actually track your environment also. So if you're actually walking towards like a table, like a coffee table, it'll draw the coffee table into your environment. to show you that, hey, I'm about to walk into my coffee
Did
table.
you check that out last
Now,
time at
how
PAX or anything? Well, I guess you will this
no,
year.
it wasn't there yet. It wasn't there yet. That I checked out the development kit 2 of the Oculus Rift when I was at PAX last.
I
This year
almost
they should
bought one
have
of
the
those.
final. I was about to buy one too, and I was like, you know what?
It
I'm
was
gonna
too
wait till
close to final, right?
the
Which is annoying
right.
because then it got
So
pushed back.
yeah, but yeah, there's like 3 of them now that are like big deals. Like
The Sony one
Sony's,
seems to be
which I
doing
haven't
really well
tried.
too.
Apparently, I mean, the only demos that they've showed that I've saw, like there was one I saw where you're actually in a car, someone's driving it, you're in the passenger side, and you're in this chase, and you're basically just like pointing and shooting. I think you're using move controllers
Okay.
to do it, but one of the move controllers is a gun, and the other one's supposed to be your hand. You
Yeah.
could actually empty a clip and put a clip in. You could shoot out the window, open the door, and kind of like gripping your thumb and finger together, kind of motion, like the trigger and the buttons
Yeah.
is how they do it. You can pick things up. It looks impressive. Um, but a lot of the ones that they show seem to be of you just sitting down and then sort of moving the top of your body and moving your arms with the move controllers, which is still pretty cool considering it's future gaming shit,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Future
But
fucking gaming
it
tech.
yeah, I think they're gonna have the similar challenges that Oculus and even Valve are going to have. I think the games that are going to be the best ones for VR are ones where you're either piloting a ship, piloting a mech, um, or you're in some other thing where you don't use your legs, because
I guess once you're supposed to use
there's a
your
lot
legs,
of
it breaks all the immersion.
yeah. It basically that's the biggest problem is moving in the world and keeping your sense of presence,
Hmm.
and that's one of the biggest challenges that they're having. But it sounds like they got a couple good ideas. They showed off Palmer Luckey. I think it was not Gamescom. What was the? Oh, I think it wasn't even E3. It was some other show after E3.
There's only
I
Gamescom and
think it was like the
TGS after E3.
Microsoft event.
Oh yeah,
Wasn't there some Microsoft event?
this year or
Where
last
they
year?
I don't remember. To be honest, I just don't remember the event. But Palmer Luckey was showing off. He was announcing that the Xbox One would be the official controller that
Uh-huh.
will be packaged with the Oculus when
I
it comes
think that
out. So if
was
you get an
at E3,
Oculus,
dude.
okay. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
probably
I'm
right.
pretty sure that was E3.
But then he showed off the Oculus controllers, and they didn't really show it in action, but they kind of showed what's it called?
And we lost him.
Did we lose Bobby?
Yeah, he dropped out.
No, not Bobby. Huh.
I wonder if he'll notice.
Yeah, I
Or if
wonder
he's
if
just
he's
talking to
talking
himself.
right now. Yeah, it could be. Let's message him and be like, hey, so you dropped. So what's up with you, Earth? Since Bobby's not here to talk to us about his Oculus experience at PAX, what are you doing? How's wowing going?
Pretty good. Catching some pets and stuff.
Did,
Why did you want to play Beyond Earth while we did this?
I do kind of want to play some Beyond Earth, but I'd only have it installed on the Mac, and I'm using the Mac to do the recording, so I probably can. What I do want to play, which also is installed on the Mac, which is probably pretty dumb, is I feel like I want to give Hero of the Storm a true try. Or Depth, also a nice try. Depth. Did you watch my video on Depth?
No.
That game is pretty fucking cool, man. And it sounds like we got our Bobby back.
Oh,
Hey,
did
Bubba.
I thought you guys dropped, but I guess not.
Nah, you're the one that dropped. We are now talking about that game that I did a recording of, Depth, and
Yeah, I watched that.
I think we should try it. I think it'll be a lot of fun to actually play with the group.
I'm
I
down.
actually didn't know that the game was going to look like that when I saw it.
What do you think it was gonna look like?
I thought you were gonna. I thought you were gonna be a shark, and it sounds like you can, but I
No,
thought
yeah,
it
one
was
person's the
kind of like a
shark.
sim or something.
Oh no,
Yeah, I
no,
thought it was
you're
like a
close.
survival game, not a competitive game like that.
No, it's like a source that's totally. I mean, I don't know this for sure. I'm just guessing, but it looks like a source game, and it's just fucking versus man versus beast, and it's pretty fucking. It did this thing that most games don't do, where I didn't feel like I was useless. I actually felt like I was participating, and I wasn't getting my ass kicked too bad, and it was just my first game, so I figured if a group of us played together and we were taking turns being the shark, like create a private match, and we do like maybe 3-on-1 against the shark, I think it'd be pretty fucking awesome.
Does sound pretty awesome.
Three
Hello?
on one depth. What's up, Earth? Do you
Yeah,
have it
I'm
installed?
totally.
wondering if I keep.
I have it installed. Wait, no, I don't know. I could install it though.
Bobby, you have it installed?
I do, but my computer's downloading Windows 10 right
Oh
now.
yeah, that's right, that's right. You have action happening over there. Yeah,
I do not have it installed.
I'm currently playing my new favorite MMO. I call it Destiny for PC, aka Skyforge. I
You're
still like.
saying today that you would never go back and play Destiny.
Well,
You're done.
yes. So I'll play a Destiny clone instead. That way I get my Destiny fix without playing Destiny. It's easy science, Bobby. No, this game's cool, and I haven't run into the problems Destiny
Kind of feel
has.
obligated to do it though because I bought those 2 expansions and I haven't even played them. And
Obligated
you
to
know
do
what? You're right though. You're right though.
what?
The reason I can't play the freaking expansions is because I don't have any fucking gear, and I got to do that stupid grind for that fucking gear
Yeah, there's
just so
no.
I can play the content in the expansions.
Yeah, it's pretty silly. There's no fucking. They gotta find a better way to do that. Like, well, I guess the better way is with the update when it comes out. The answer to their what they think the answer is, like, all right, well, let people level all the way to 40 with bullshit with just playing the game, which God knows why that didn't happen originally. And then they said, you can do the raids and the shit if you want and get even better shit. So yeah, I I think they're making a step in the right direction, but ultimately I think you're still gonna end up with your Destiny grind if you want anything good.
I'll wait till it
What
comes
do
out.
Destiny players think about it?
Destiny players, they're not actually Destiny players. They're Destiny apologists. Like they refuse to say anything's wrong with that game. But then when Bungie fixes it, they're like, oh, thank God. It's the weirdest thing. And I don't know. You can't like try going to Walt and Will and those guys, just being like, dude, that's what's so dumb about Destiny? Like, whatever, dude. Fuck you. Your game fucking sucks. Like they're very defensive about Destiny. Like you cannot say anything bad about Destiny or like there'd be hell to pay. Oh fuck. I found one of those things. I feel like you guys should play this game.
It's like telling a PC gamer that you use gamepad instead of keyboard and mouse.
Oh dude, so that's funny that you brought that up. Like so this game Skyforge, right? I don't know if you watch the video on it?
Yeah, I did.
So it's different than most MMOs. It's third person view, which I guess is normal, but it's very action oriented. And my first thought when I saw this game was like, wow, this would make a really good game on a PS4, and I think I would like to play this on a.
Yeah, I was thinking that it could be a free to play PS4
I
game. They
yeah,
have so many other free to play games
I
too.
think this would fit right in that crowd, and I think it would do very well. I think it'd do better than like some of the other ones that are available. So I go to I Googled that. Hey, Skyforge coming to consoles, and the first response was literally one guy in the forums was like, "Hey man, you know if they ever plan on bringing Skyforge to the consoles?" And literally the first response was, dude, like, no, this is a PC game. I don't understand why everybody thinks everything should come out for consoles. Some things just need to stay on the PC. That's his answer. His logic is literally that it should stay on the PC. That's his whole reason.
Yeah, I don't understand why. Like people, like whenever that's the funniest thing that you say that is that whenever I do a search for a game with gamepad support, someone says that pretty much that same thing. This isn't a console game. This is a PC game, and it's better with keyboard and mouse anyway. So they can't add the option for gamepad support because
No,
someone
because if
likes
you
it
don't
more.
like
Just
what if
because
you don't like what they don't like, if you don't like what they like, you're stupid.
well, that's my point.
Which I understand that
And the other
sentiment, 'cause
problem
I
is
feel
it's
that way
like,
about everything.
but it's like it drives me nuts because it's like I don't give a fuck how much you like keyboard and mouse. I'm not you dickhead. I want to use a fucking gamepad, and I don't see any reason why I can't ask for that option. You
Well,
know, if I want to play their game,
well, you can't ask
you
for that
know,
option because it's fucking PC, Bobby. Why do you want to use perfectly good uh, PC
well,
shit? Honestly, dude,
actually,
it's the dumbest. It's the dumbest thing to me. Like they get so fucking mad about it too.
well, you know what bothers me about that argument, and this is what I say every time. It's like, you know what? You're right. It is PC. It's the freaking platform that should let you use any device you want because it supports everything.
I think you're
So
putting far too
why?
much logic into this.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think it's a failure on your part
Should
for
I
trying
be?
to be logical about, oh, what happened? Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, I think you should be more closed-minded, and you should be like, you should just go to the forums, troll everybody, and be like, no, the consoles are clearly like, kind of like I do Earth with Mass Effect 1. Do that.
Earth Effect.
Yeah, Earth takes Mass Effect very personally. It's like,
No, I don't.
sure you do.
Anyway, about Skyforge.
Yeah,
You were saying
I was just thinking it
was
would
that
be.
was
Look
that
at
it?
Bobby trying to redirect the conversation.
No, no, I was just saying Skyforge would make a very good console game. I think this game, I like it right now. I think if it was on PS4 and I could play it on my couch, I think I would like it even better.
Yeah, when I saw you when I saw the video, I was thinking, man, this
Why-
game would be so good if I could play it because it looks very fast paced.
It's very
Your
fast-paced, yes.
skills just go off.
It's nice to look at.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
I can't even believe that game is free. It's kind of
It's a really good looking game.
mind-boggling.
It's high production value, and it's just a fucking good game. I fucking dig it, man. And I like free to play RPGs. I usually play them once to check it out and see if there's anything to it. There never is because to get anything good, you have to pay. But this one is a little different. I think it's very well done. I think they have a hit on their hands if they fucking do their shit right.
They should bring it to the PS4 and the Xbox One. That shit should be everywhere.
That would
If they can make it cross-platform too, that would make it so great.
that
think,
that is getting tricky because
I know, but you know what? Final Fantasy does it. They do have the money. Don't get me wrong, but I think the biggest barrier for those games sometimes is not everybody is on the same platform, and sometimes friends want to play with each other. Especially if the console versions, if they could get the console versions to do it. But you're right, it is going to be tricky because it's not just about the tech behind it. I think it's probably about like licensing and all that other legal.
Well,
I have a question.
a lot of it's shit talking. Sorry, go ahead, Irv.
What's that?
Why? I mean, I don't know. Why don't you get one of those like $50 Steam machines or build a really cheap computer and then just play it on your couch?
What, this game?
It looks like it looks like I don't think it absolutely needs it, but it looks like it needs a decent video card because it's a nice game.
It's a nice looking game.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think $100 Steam machine would do it justice. I think.
How about this? How about you
Well,
watch
no,
my
it'd be
fucking video?
streaming. It'd be streaming from your main computer. That's what a Steam machine does. I'm talking about
Oh, yeah.
the streaming one.
Like the streaming thing, like the Steam Link or whatever is coming out. Because those things never work lag free. The minute when they finally get those things to the point where they don't have lag, I will totally get one and probably be very happy
That's
with it.
exactly what I was going to say. You know what? When I update to Windows,
Are you gonna try out that Xbox thing?
I need to. I haven't tried it on my Surface yet. I heard it.
Streaming
Everybody says
Xbox?
it's great, but everybody said that. Yeah, but everybody said that the PSTV was great too.
The PSTV
And
works
you know what?
actually
I
pretty
got
great
it
for me.
to where it was actually not. It's decent, but there's still for me. I could just the lag. Just I could feel it so
Well,
much.
you can't play something with high like precision. Like I
Well,
played
that's
I
why.
played Diablo on there.
Well, I played some Witcher and Batman, and
No,
you
that
get
that
used to
no
it
that
to
that
some
kind of
degree.
stuff requires way too much Twitch response. Like that's kind of game you can't play on there. Diablo's like a point and click a loot game. You know that worked. Like
Yeah,
Witcher, I would imagine you notice it a hell of a lot more than I notice it with Diablo.
there's settings too, and some of the settings make it like almost like it's so negligible, but then the video quality dies. You know,
Yeah.
so yeah, and that's the thing. It's like when it gets to the point where it's literally mirroring what it's supposed to output to the TV to the display, and then the lag is acceptable. That's when it's going to be awesome. Right now, like every Steam stream thing that I've tried or I've seen friends have, they either have delay, and for some reason they think it's okay, or they have like the compression and the artifacts in their stream, or both. And it's just like, you know what, this is neat, but it's not. I really don't want to do it.
Yeah, it's
Like
not
I don't
worth the
want to actually
bullshit.
play it. Yeah. Like even on live, for as great as it was not. It wasn't perfect.
No,
You know,
none.
but the impressive thing about on live is that it was almost as good, or as good as the PSTV.
I think it was
You
better.
know, and that was
I think
coming
it worked better than the PS TV, to be honest.
Really, I had like I said, it depended on settings for me. So
Yeah.
but on live, the problem with on live, at least for me, is that it sometimes the quality would just die, and my connection was not bad. I just didn't understand it. And the thing is, I wasn't far from them over here.
Hmm.
They're like in I think El Segundo is where they were at, is where their servers were.
El
But
Segundo.
we got a ways to go with that. I think that requires like some future low latency internet connection we just don't have yet.
Yep.
Maybe fiber, or maybe like, you know, quantum internet or something like that. I don't know.
Quantum
But-
internet browsing. Have you used quantum internet browsing yet? I
Well,
have another question. How about anybody going to get one of those Google routers?
Say what? They have a Google router?
What?
yeah, I've never
You-
heard of this.
What? Earth? Captain Google? Come on. Yes,
Captain Google.
there's
Everyone told me that they went to Alphabet and shit. I don't like really follow stuff.
All
So-
right, look. All right, so here's the news. I'm glad we could talk about this here. Google made a router. It's sold out like everywhere now, like anything else that's new. But yeah, they made a router that's supposed to be like the future of routing, and supposed to be like a super fucking mega router, and it will do everything from jacking you off to actually getting your routing tables right and shit. So yeah, it's supposed to be really awesome. You know, I guess I
Well,
wanted to know if
what
either
makes it awesome? Because I think a lot of routers say that.
well, you're like a router person, so you will probably know better what's bullshit and what's true or what's a good idea about it. Here, you know what? Here.
Well, all I'm asking is what they're proposing, not what you're proposing.
I honestly
Well, I'm
don't
reading
know.
the page now.
Read it to
One thing
us.
that seems okay. Well, no, I'm not
Well,
going to.
I mean, paraphrase it. Just tell us like what's the big sales pitch. There you go. That's what Bobby's asking.
Well, the first thing they mention is that it'll find the least obstructed channel, which I don't know. I'm not sure if routers do that now. I'm pretty sure they don't, because you have to choose the channel, and that's pretty cool. Because right now there's so much Wi-Fi saturation. Finding a channel that
I
isn't
thought I thought most computers did have auto channel select, but maybe it
Computers
doesn't
or
do it by
router?
that.
Well, the router is what
Routers,
determines the channel. Oh,
right?
mine doesn't. I
But
guess maybe it's
mine
not.
mine
You know.
has mine has auto. So
I have a shitty fucking
all right,
router.
but maybe there's something special about it.
Let me see.
Anyway, keep going. Sorry.
No, I'm curious because lately I've had to like change a channel on my router sometimes because it's fucking up. But if it has an auto and I'm just
The
ignoring it because
only
I'm dumb,
device I've ever had channel issues with was the Wii. Like if it stayed on channel 6, it would literally download like at 1 byte a second. Like if you changed it to any other channel than 6, then it would work fine.
No, Bobby, that's not. No, you're getting it wrong. That was a limitation put in place on purpose because people don't want to play online. They did that to keep you from what you don't want to actually do.
it automatically updates. I mean,
It's firmware.
it says it automatically updates with new features and latest security upgrades. So I guess it doesn't have to have firmware as in the way you load firmware in a router now. Maybe it's more of a computer than a router.
And it also
Okay.
says
Well,
something like
routers are
it speaks like your language or something. I guess the settings and stuff is like supposedly like actually normal people can use it and as well as advanced people, and it's just they're kind of making it like they're redoing the way routers are done so that it's
maybe it's
smart.
just the OS. The router OS
And
is
I'm
more
sure they have
like an
their own
OS.
new router OS. Maybe it runs Android.
Well,
But
maybe that's what I'm thinking.
when I say it's more like a computer, I mean more like a powerful router. You
Yeah,
know,
like
Yeah,
it
it
has.
probably can run. It probably is like a firewall router, like at my last job,
Yeah,
that's really
where
all they
it
talk
could
about.
run several.
That's it.
It
how much is it?
basically could run several services.
$200.
Yeah, I kind of, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want one.
I
I
don't.
kind of
It
want to
seems to be
try
for
one.
people who just don't feel like messing with shit,
That's me.
which is good.
That's me. That's absolutely
Make
me.
it. Yeah,
Certain
but
There's certain things that I
that's
don't want to
more
mess
than that,
with.
though. I'm talking about people who don't like even set up fucking security and shit.
There's certain things I don't want to mess with. One of those things are routers.
But you really don't have to mess with the router. You set it up and you're done. When do you ever have to
I'm not
mess
even
with it?
happy with my current router, and the only thing keeping me from going in and changing settings and making it better is the fact that I don't want to fuck with my router.
The only thing I want my router to do is make sure that it's not hindering my download speed or my upload speed. It should be. I should be able to get max speed at any time I want. If I'm downloading something, I should be. See, and that's not just the router though. Anyway,
Yeah,
I don't know. I would like to try one. I wouldn't. I like new devices. I
I
don't
can't
care
wait.
who's
Yeah, I
making
mean,
them.
I
I would
can't
still
wait
like
till
to
like The
try it.
Verge or Engadget, one of those guys, do like a review of it because I would really like to see is it worth $200. And if someone tells me, if one of these smart people, way smarter than me, tells me that it's worth $200, I would probably get one. I got a
You could
Nest.
probably get a fucking outside of a Google router. To be realistic, though, you could probably get a fucking awesome router for $200.
I'm sure I
I mean,
can, but
if
it
you go out
won't
there,
be a Google
yeah,
router.
yeah, but it would be pretty goddamn good.
But
I
you know what
mean,
it won't
even if,
be?
if it's not a Google,
It won't be a Google
a
router.
Google router. Well, why is it got to be a Google router? What
I
I
mean,
mean, we haven't
I,
even used one yet.
you're talking about to
My
the guy.
point is like you're using like
You're talking to the
you're
guy that
using
went
like
and
a
bought a
$60
Nest.
router.
No, I'm not even using $60 router. I'm using the one AT&T gave me. It's even worse.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah, you made a mistake.
Well, I didn't make a mistake. I just didn't buy another one.
That's a mistake.
Well, and you know
I
why?
don't know.
Well,
Maybe
that goes back to my
actually,
original thing.
those
You know
things.
why I didn't buy another
Why
one? Because
don't
I
you
don't want to
like it
set up
though?
a fucking router.
It's not that hard.
It's
I'm
so
not saying
simple.
it's
Though.
hard. I'm saying it's annoying. I'm at an age where I don't do things because they're annoying. That's the thing. Like, sure, I know I could set up a router. I've done it before, but like, what I'm kind of buying into the idea of like, why do we have to? Why does it have to be so stupid?
Well, I mean, you should be able. If you're buying a $200 router, seriously, that thing should support drop-in mode, where you just plug it in
And
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 that's it.
and again, You're talking to the guy who bought a Nest thermostat for my house. You know what a Nest thermostat is? It's a
It's like a
$250.
digital
It's a
thermos.
$250 thermostat that supposedly learns your habits and shit and saves you money and lets you control your thermostat with your phone and do all this neat shit. And it's just really simple to use. And I really bought it because I
Right.
don't have to get out of
I
bed
also think
to change the
I
temperature.
this is the thing. I don't really think I'll have to see the Google OS, but I'm wondering it can't be that much easier. I mean,
They don't
that
really show it,
most routers
but
are already doing.
they kind of like say that it's like I don't know. It's you'll see when you go to the website. It's they seem to have like a good idea. I don't, obviously good idea and implementation's two very different things.
Yeah.
Die, motherfucker. Hey, Earth, what do I got to do to get you to try this Skyforce thing? You too, Bobby.
I
Um,
think I downloaded it.
You
I
did?
just don't want to
Oh,
play
this
on
first
mouse
step
and
is downloading it.
keyboard.
Yeah, mouse and keyboard. Yes, I can I sympathize with that. Mouse and keyboard. Yes, that
It's not.
fucking.
It's not that. It's not unplayable, and you know what? I agree. MMOs are probably better played on a mouse and keyboard. I like to sit on a couch and play a game when I'm playing it.
No,
I
dude,
don't like
I'm
PC
with you.
gaming at a desk.
I'm with you. I can't judge you there because again, I'm the guy that don't do shit because it's annoying. I'm the guy that uses the AT&T router because I don't want to set up I don't want to set up a Linksys. You guys are making me feel like I should go out and buy a router today or tomorrow.
I want to buy a solid state drive for my computer. But
All
at the
right,
same time, I want to buy more RAM. But
find
then I
me.
found out my
You're the router guy. Find me a good router on Amazon that will do everything I need to do. That's easy to set up for under $100. And
well, I don't know. I have to shop for
any
one
router.
myself, to be honest,
well, find the one
because
you would
I
buy
have
for
like a
yourself.
Netgear.
Find the one you'd buy for yourself, and if it's $100,
That's
send me the
gonna
link.
be. It's gonna be. Well, I think that's gonna be difficult because
It has to be
I'll
more than $100.
probably buy. This is no. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna buy the router
Okay.
and I'm gonna run tests on it,
Oh, you're
and
gonna
if it
send it back if
fails,
it's not
I'm
what
gonna
you
send
want.
it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But what
I mean,
tests are you
that's
gonna
the
run
only
then?
way I'm gonna know. Speed tests. I'm gonna brute force it. One thing I'm trying to do is figure out. It has to be my router. I'm almost sure it is. I don't understand what it is. I've done packet captures, all kinds of shit that people do to find out network problems. Looking at fucking uh, like headers and shit and packets to see if I could figure out what's going on.
Okay.
But the fucking PS4 is so slow when it downloads anything.
Rest mode.
If I don't have it going through my PC as a proxy, and which should make it slower,
So
actually,
you proxy through
because
your
you're
PC and it
proxying the
speeds it
connection.
up?
Yes,
That's insane.
basically. Listen to me, dude. I have 100 megabyte or megabit internet connection. I can download like 12 megs a second.
Wow.
When I'm on Steam, it uses like 10 to 11 megs a second. I download things like nothing. They just blaringly fast.
It just
The
melts and ends
Xbox
up in
does
there.
okay, but the PS4, like if I don't make it go through that proxy, it might go at 5 megabit, maybe 10 megabit a second. Sometimes I'll get lucky and it'll maybe hit 25, but that's like only a quarter of my speed I got. But if I put it through the proxy, then it gets up to like 50, 60, and then I could download like 6, 7 megs a second, which is a vast improvement. So
That's crazy that you can download that fucking fast.
yeah, it's
So
awesome.
you know what's really depressing also? You're probably like, my PS4 goes so fucking slow, and it's probably like 10 times what Earth and I can get.
But that's the thing is if you guys ran it through a proxy, like if you set up your PC as a proxy, and if they were both wired in, that's the only way it's going to really work. Well, actually, it might work through Wi-Fi too. Like if you use the proxy through the Wi-Fi, but I bet if you did it, your download speeds would be would improve dramatically. I didn't discover this myself. Like, I researched it and I found it on Reddit. Someone suggested it and I tried it, and it was the only thing that improved the download speeds. Only
See,
thing.
I guess I don't notice the download speeds because I never really like I don't watch it. Like when I buy something, I just, you know, come back hours later or something. I don't like
No,
I'm never
the reason I have my internet connection is I do want to download things in minutes. I don't mind paying for that luxury.
see
I enjoy having
download's
that
not what I
luxury.
want high speeds for. I want high speeds for when I stream shit, when I want to play a game with someone, or that's what I want high speeds for.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you only need like 50, maybe 25 megabit for that to be consistent and good.
And
Um,
I stream great.
but for
My
me,
PS4
I
stream
just like
signals
if
are
I
amazing.
well for me it's like not everything's preload. So a lot of times I like to play games when they launch on
What's
midnight
what's not
or
preload these days
at
for
9 o'clock.
PS4? Just about everything is now, right?
Not everything.
I
I
can't remember
think
the last
The
thing I got that
Witcher.
wasn't.
I think I got the Witcher at launch.
Oh, you didn't preload.
I
Okay,
didn't
because I
preload
definitely
it.
had that
But
preloaded.
even then, like let's say I just buy a game, I'm in the mood to play something. I don't want to wait 7 years to play it. I personally want to play it then. And if it takes like this is the thing. So let's say a game is 10 gigs.
Hmm.
If the PS4 is going through the proxy, if not going through the proxy, it'll take like 3 or 4 hours to download it, maybe more, depending on how shitty it's being. If I have it going through the proxy, it'll download it in 14 minutes, maybe less. That's a dramatic change. Like that's super dramatic.
And
So it's like,
you know what I think?
and it's not even using the max of my speed. It's only using like half of it. So
I think
that's still a huge change.
I think this is like first world problems. like
I'm
like
not. I'm not saying it's
you
like
no
something to like stress
no no
over,
no. I'm saying
but
what
it's
I'm saying
something I
is
want to get.
this problem that you're having, and the reason I guess I can't. It's hard for me to understand, sympathize with, is like I'm guessing most of the country, including myself, can't have that problem because uh, like there's no way for me to get speeds even close to that. The most expensive service out here
Well,
doesn't
but
offer
the
that.
thing is, it's not even using. Well, the point I'm making is not about how fast it's going, as far as compared to my speed, but it's not. It's not. It's probably not doing it for you guys either. Is what I'm saying. It's
Oh,
probably
okay.
not even getting close to what you're supposed to be getting.
I just put
On
the thing
top of
in
that,
sleep. I
on
just put the
top of
thing
that,
in to standby, and it goes. I guess I just don't notice it because I don't pay attention to it when it's
and
downloading.
that's fine. But for me, it bothers me, and that's all I'm saying is if when I get a new router, I want to make sure it solves that problem,
Hmm.
so I don't have to go through a proxy. That's what I was basically getting at, because I shouldn't have to route it through something else.
Well, do me a favor.
You know what I
Grab the
mean?
first one you would have tried, and it's probably plenty good enough for me. I mean, if I could
We'll
find a good
see.
60, $70, a good 60 or $70 router, then I'll get one, and I'll do the fucking work, and I'll.
The thing is, the one I got, I think it was like $60, and it's a shitty Netgear.
Well, I don't
So
like that company Netgear either, so
no,
I don't know if
I'm not
that's.
gonna. I don't know. I have to look around. Um, I'm also a little more paranoid about security than I used to be.
Hmm.
Like,
The
I've
NSA is
learned some
already
stuff.
reading everything, man.
Well, it's not about that as much as like, if you do a packet scan on the outside of like on your WAN, on your external interface on your router or on your modem, like where your internet connection's coming in from,
Hmm.
basically you could just see like several IPs, like hundreds, thousands of IPs trying to hit you on all the ports. Like there's constant noise and traffic on people trying to broadcast into you, and it's not because they know. They just Comcast has IP blocks. They know what they are, so they just all these fucking. There's like tons of shit coming from China and hell, here, Canada, South America, just all like people trying to do malicious attacks on everybody all the time. It's ridiculous.
I had an FTP server set up on a computer once so someone could download something from me. And I mean, luckily I set up a password or whatever, but I was just once I hit, turn FTP service on, you just watch a million, just like you say, a million different attempts trying to get in. Yeah. Instantaneously. The second you hit activate.
There's constant probes, for lack of a better term, on your external IP. Most routers are pretty good at protecting against that, though. But you still got to be careful when you open up ports and NAT things through. Windows is taking a little bit longer to upgrade than I thought, but it is at 91%.
91% is better than 0%. I'm fighting this boss and getting my fucking ass handed to me.
Thinking about getting a new solid state drive. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, if only I had a group of guys to play this game, Skyforge, with me, I wouldn't be soloing this boss, and it'd be fucking great.
Well, it's an MMO. There's probably lots of people.
Yeah, but I don't want to play with those people because I'm the weird kind of person that plays MMOs solo unless it's with one of my friends, or two of my friends, or all of my friends. I don't want to play social games with people. Way to confine to society and try to make everybody play things the way that you think they should be played.
Hey man, I was just offering a suggestion for your current problem.
My current problem's over. You know why? Because that boss is fucking dead, Earth. He's fucking dead.
So what you're saying is you were just bitching for no reason.
That's pretty much what I was doing. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's pretty much what I'm saying. Press the map. How much more shit do I have to do in this place? Oh, actually, not very much. 2 areas and 1 boss. I wonder if I could do that shit before my kid wakes up.
You have 7 minutes.
7 minutes what? Oh, before she wakes up?
I think you said 12, right?
12 is the time when, that's the 3-hour mark. So usually she wants to eat every 3 hours, give or take a little bit. So she may not wake up at midnight exactly, but whenever she wakes up, I'm looking at her in the little video monitor. Whenever she wakes up, I'll just have to go, and the podcast will have to end, and we'll all cry. Thank you for joining the Parent Cast, DGx's first podcast about parenting. I thought that was pretty good.
Hey, why don't you talk about some of that sagely father advice you were talking about earlier?
I'll save that for next time.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe, do you want to bounce? I guess I could bounce my game idea off Earth and see what he thinks about it.
It's more of a mechanic than a game idea.
Well, not game idea.
Yeah.
It's a mechanic. Yeah. You know what? Maybe I don't think I want to share it on the podcast.
Yeah. What if someone listens and steals our idea?
Well,
people are pieces of shit, Bobby.
Yeah.
That's
or do it and make it better.
Do it and what?
And make it better. So
yeah. All right. Here's our idea.
Yeah.
We have a new controller that you control with your asshole. It's like a little stick. You just stick it in your asshole, and the game generates content based on the vibrations in your asshole. Someone make that and then email me.
It looks like Windows 10 and then email you.
Send pics.
Just send a dick pic to your asshole.
Send a dick pic,
okay,
asshole.
Windows 10 is installed on my rig.
Have you used Windows 10 yet or no?
A lot of stuff. I have it on my Surface Pro.
Oh.
And yeah, I mean it works on there.
Boss.
I don't have it on my computer at work. They won't let me upgrade it to it. I personally want to use it only because I know it's a matter of time before we use it.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be ahead of the curve with it, because there's going to be. It's not exactly different, but it is different.
Oh, Windows 10. It's like a bane of my existence right now at work because it's all these fucking software compatibility problems with our application. Idiots in college that just upgrade to Windows 10 the minute it becomes available, and
Sounds not fun.
it.
Luckily,
Yes.
we will not upgrade to Windows 10 for a long time, so I will not have to worry about that.
Oh, did it give me
Yeah,
credit?
we're not going to do that.
Huh?
I was trying to see if it gave me credit for this boss, and it didn't. God damn it! I showed up too late. Fuck my life. No, not us internally, but like, so my clients are, thousands of college students that take exams, and
Oh
they,
yeah, you work for ExamSoft. That's right.
yeah, and students are stupid. They do whatever they want, and they tend to just install shit. When they get a little pop-up that says, "Hey, you should fucking install Windows 10," they don't stop and think, maybe you should make sure that shit's good at school, my school computer and shit. They just like install Windows 10 and then call us with their bullshit problems. That's my only concern.
Yeah, I hear you. And I also didn't mean to blurt out the name of your
The company. Yeah, I
where
guess
you
it's
work.
fine. Hope I don't get in
Yeah.
trouble.
Well,
The fuck's shooting me?
maybe not talk.
Fuck you.
Maybe not talk. Say anything about your job. I don't know if you saw that article the other day. To change the subject back to gaming.
Yeah. Gaming's good.
So did you read that article? I think it was on Kotaku. Some dude got fired for basically doing a podcast like this.
Okay.
And he was an employee of Nintendo. And apparently he had a lot to say about his job. And I guess I didn't listen to the podcast, so I'm not going to judge the guy or
Yeah.
Nintendo for their actions.
Yeah.
But he got fired for
I mean, if he's
for
breaking
talking
NDA,
smack.
then I get that. Like,
Yeah.
that's what NDAs are for, to keep people to shut the fuck up. So I
Right.
don't have an NDA that says you're not allowed to talk about ExamSoft. Now, sure, if my boss heard this podcast and I was saying inappropriate shit, she probably wouldn't be overly happy. But I don't know that I could get fired for it. I hope not. Maribel,
Yeah.
if you're listening, I'd just like to let you know that I love my job, and it's the greatest company in the world. So there's that too.
I also love my job, in case any of my peers
Well,
or
your job
superiors
wasn't name
listen to
dropped, so I think you're all right.
this. Yeah. Well, you never know. I have a name, Mike. I have a name.
I have a name.
My job is moderately acceptable.
There's only one Bobby in the world, and we have him in this podcast. We have the Bobby.
Mike, so is depth only mouse and keyboard? Does it have gamepad support?
What, this game?
No, depth.
Depth. I did not check if it had gamepad. I'm gonna say
What's
something
that game?
that's very
The one you're
cliched to
playing?
say in this situation, but you'd probably lag pretty far behind everyone else if you used gamepad. I hate when
I don't think it's cliche. It's just true sometimes. There's nothing you can do
yeah,
about
but
it.
PC people love to fucking say that, and it fucking annoys me. Like,
Well, I mean,
Stevie.
play a racing game. You're gonna do better with a controller.
Well, you know
Or
what I'd like
legal.
to do? I'd like to get someone that's extremely good at fucking shooters and put them at someone that's moderately good on PC, and then just
You know
have
what I
see if you could, because
always
they
wanted to
swear
do?
that even a shitty PC player can beat the best gamepad players, and I don't think that's true. But
Oh shit! I got my Steam credit back.
what happened?
I forgot I had $10 in Steam
You should buy that volume
money.
game we were talking about.
No, that's
Oh,
terrible.
yeah, I did want to.
What's wrong with
No,
that
I'm
game?
buying it.
What's
No, I'm saying that's a terrible argument. Like saying that the shittiest PC player could beat the best console player.
Well, I'm just
you're
Steve
still going to
Aegis
get your
right now.
ass killed, and you're
Well,
still not
Mike, have you
going to
ever?
be able to kill the
I
other
don't know.
guy.
Sorry,
No, I'm
I
done.
don't know if Andrew still plays. Like not Andrew. Sorry, Alexis used to be really good
Oh, my brother? Yeah,
at Halo.
he's still really
Yeah,
fucking good. Now
I
Halo,
would love to see him play against a good, even a decent PC player,
well, their argument then
and
is going to be
see
like,
how well he
well,
does.
that's why they don't make Halo on PC because they suck.
Well, he seems to be pretty
This has
good at
never
any
been
shooter,
done before.
though,
I would love to
like
actually
that.
see
Like,
if someone has tested this.
wasn't he good at like Gears of War also? I know, which
Yeah,
is also a console game, but
yeah, he's
I,
just fucking good at video games, like shooters. That kid.
we kind of should do this experiment. I think somehow, if we can get him to go against, uh, anybody that says they're good at PC uh, shooters, and get them to what game to play. I don't know, but see how it heads off.
Mm-hmm.
They get it.
Oh.
They get it. I would love to see if that is true. Like if a PC gamer could beat him, or he could beat them. Like if there's really validity to that. I mean, I get it. Like what some people say about like first person shooters with mouse and keyboard, the mouse is just you could turn around way faster and everything. But I don't know if that means everything.
It definitely doesn't mean I mean, there's definitely a competitive advantage there, but I don't think it just inherently makes anyone better. I think, like anything else, there's a learning curve for that too.
Yeah. I think honestly, like this whole thing with gamepad and mouse and keyboard is that there are advantages, but a lot of people forget that like it's what you're really used to, and that's basically what people favor. And then some people favor it so much they don't like to hear that other people use something that they don't use. It's sort of this weird fanboyism to it, like their favorite console almost.
Oh, it's absolutely fanboyism. It's stupid. Just like fanboyism. Alright. I'm almost fucking done with this mission. Yeah. Kicking ass and taking names. Yeah.
Oh,
I want you guys to play this game. Everyone to
I'm
play this fucking
updating
game.
Steam right now.
Steam updates for me. Actually, updates for Bobby.
Is it on Steam, the Skyforge?
No. No. Has its own like launcher thing.
Download it. It doesn't look like I did get it.
What,
I
your
looked at the
credit?
site last time we were talking about it, but I never got it.
Shit. You never got what?
Skyforge? Skyforce? Whatever.
Forge?
Skyforge. Yeah, so Windows 10 is a lot more lightweight. So I had to free up 5 gigs for it to install, and after the install, after it's done, it still left me like 4.5 gigs left of free space.
I guess those are install files. Wonder why it needed all that shit in the beginning.
Yeah, it needs room to expand the cabs and all that.
Dang, if it just used Ubers, it would have been fine. Huh? Am I right? Okay.
Yeah, I think you got a point. I believe you have a point, sir.
I believe the children are the future. You are my fucking target, shitbird. Oh, fuck. Dude, these guys are hard. Fucking A.
Fucking A, these
How's
guys
your
are
how's your
hard.
pet hunting going, Earth?
I switched to killing this dragon over and over for his mount.
One of the best pastimes in WoW. killing bosses over and over for their mount.
You know, sometimes I hate it, but it's kind of like this thing I do. I don't know why. I can't ride all. I never even use all the stupid mounts I have, but I like them.
There's a lot of meta games in WoW. That was one of them, mount collecting, and WoW does a lot of shit right, but it also does a lot of shit stupidly. I like that game, but very similar to Destiny. At some point, I asked myself, why am I playing it? And I realized that it takes away from me experiencing other games, and I like games too much to miss out on them.
Oh, I've done that
Yeah,
countless times. I'll probably do it again many times. But I
I
always end
play
up playing
the
WoW.
way I play Final. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that was
keep
it.
going.
Just that I've stopped playing WoW many times before for that reason.
Yeah, and that's the same thing with Final Fantasy 14 for me. Like, I play when there's nothing else to do, nothing else to play. It's a great filler for when there's nothing else to play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
If there's
exactly. I'll
something
be
better to
stopping
play,
this
I
for
will play
Fallout
it.
4, Deus Ex, Mass Effect. All those games are, no more WoW.
But see, and that's fine if you have that kind of control. That's perfect. But there's guys like Walt and like Rodrigo and like Will, like they I mean, granted, they're if you're happy, you're happy. So I'm trying not to sound judgmental, but like they're missing out on so much other shit because they dedicate themselves to one game, and I don't know how they do that because I can't. And that's kind of why I kind of resent Destiny for that in some weird sick way. Like I'm annoyed that I put so much time into Destiny and I liked it, and it kept me away from other shit, man. Like it kept me away from games. It kept me away from games that were
Yeah,
going to come out.
there were times I saw you playing Destiny. I think when The Witcher was out,
Oh, that's
and I saw you
because
playing it instead of the.
no, that's because like they needed a person for their party, and I would just jump in and do the raid or whatever, and just want like I've played Destiny since Witcher came out. I think I've played Destiny 5 times top, like just, and it's always like Will or Vaughn or somebody just messaging me like, "Yo, we really need one more for this thing. You think you can do it?" And I'll be like, "All right, well." I don't. The problem is the game is actually fun to play. That's the difficult part. The shitty part is the leveling and the gear system and the loot system is fucked, and they fuck you on purpose to keep you coming back, and they did it. They did it masterfully. They did a great job at it, and they pull at those loot strings that a lot of people have. But
They
it's
basically made a successful first-person WoW, first-person shooter WoW.
they did. They borrowed a lot from WoW, and it seems like with this next update, they're borrowing even more. Because I was telling them, those guys got upset when they were in the chat talking about all the new shit they're doing, and they're all happy about it. And I went in there and I was like, oh, so they're making it like WoW is what I said. And then for whatever reason, to Destiny people, that's like some kind of diss. Like, no, it's I mean, it's not like WoW. It's like its own thing. Like, no, they're making it like WoW. They it's okay for games to borrow ideas. Destiny borrowed a lot of them already, and they're borrowing a couple more to make it better, and that's fine. But don't get it twisted. That idea is not invented by Bungie.
It's okay to be like WoW, one of the most successful games of all time.
Oh, the most successful MMO in history by far, you mean?
Ever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not even fucking
probably. I don't
close.
think any. I don't even think. I think it'll be a long time, and it'll probably be Bungie, if my guess, before another MMO beats WoW.
Yeah, I don't
Before
know that
something,
anybody but Bungie can do it.
I'm not. I think somebody else could do it, but they have to be smart. I mean, that's the thing. The reason WoW is successful, from what I understand, how it's changed over time, and how I see it has affected games that I've played recently, is that they were smart enough to make changes to the game so that it kept people playing it and enjoying it. Whereas a lot of other MMOs, like they only make changes to the game if they drop subscribers because they made the longevity of the game too artificial. So
Hmm.
that's the biggest problem with like it sounds like WoW has actually raw content that extends the game's life, right? Whereas a lot of MMO, it's like, well, we don't have enough content, so we'll artificially extend the length of the game by making you travel from here to here and fucking playing all these stupid fetch quests and then
Or
doing all these other
Destiny
crap and
Destiny
grinding
did
for all this bullshit.
Destiny did it like gosh. Yeah, I didn't play much of the most recent update, but when the Dark Below came out, right? It was we all were like waiting for it, and I was really hyped up about this thing. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I didn't care because I cared. I wanted that thing, and we were fucking happy when it came out. But then when I got to the end game and I realized like you literally have to. All right, so there was one raid. You do this raid, right? And it dropped raid gear, right? And that's fine. They do that all the time in games. Now, where the clusterfuck is, the raid gear can only be upgraded by materials found in that same raid. And you can only do the raid once a week.
Yeah, the
So,
caps.
yeah,
I
so
hate that.
basically you are forced to do this raid every week and get, X amount of these materials to upgrade maybe one item, maybe not even, because they artificially extended the life of the game and that expansion just by making the shit you need only accessible in that same raid that you got the shit in. So basically, you do the raid, you get these boots. You can't even upgrade the boots because the materials you need, you have to do next week in that raid. It was the biggest like I couldn't even. I was like, how do you guys not see how fucking stupid this is? And that's when like the apologists, the Destiny apologists are like, well, just don't fucking play then.
Well, yeah.
Okay,
Isn't that the whole point?
okay. I guess if
Yeah.
that's what Bungie wants
You
me to
know,
do, then
I have to agree. Like, I guess for me, it's like I'm hoping that the expansion will fix those problems
hmm
and make it fun again. But it's like Final Fantasy. It's the way I look at Final Fantasy, the way I look at Destiny. I play it to this point where, okay, now I got to start doing this annoying grind. Nope. Like, I just want to play it where, okay, hey, let's just run through this story content and just have fun playing co-op. And
hmm
then once that's all over, stop playing.
yep,
I mean, that's kind of the way I look at it. It's just like I don't want to do that grind. It's not fun
yep.
because what am I using the weapons I get? Like, okay, I got all this great gear. What am I using it for? The same missions I already completed to get this stupid gear.
Yep. And that was the Destiny thing for me. All right, guys,
Didn't you
we're
say
at.
Destiny has like no story?
They have one, but you have to like use an out-of-game browser to. It's stupid. So look, we're at an hour and a half almost, and I kind of need to go feed my kid. So use this as a stopping point. Earth, thanks for joining. Bobby, commentary is always the best. My name's Mike. This has been a Drought Gaming podcast, and we will see you in a week or so when my mother-in-law leaves. So anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Bye.
Adios.